Welcome back. St. Lucia is no stranger to having colorful accolades bestowed on her. The island boasts itself as an impressive tourism location with the ability to captivate the most seasoned traveler. CNN Travel ranked St. Lucia 4 out of 10 islands deemed the most beautiful. Solange Alfred took to the streets for a first-hand account from visitors about the island's appeal.
Majestic petals, rolling hills, and oceans which seem to have no end. These are the images that the name St. Lucia conjures up. The island has been named number 4 out of 10 as the world's most beautiful islands by CNN Travel. The public wrote, bright painted houses are strewn like confetti across St. Lucia's steeply pitched slopes, which vary from rocky summits to the Caribbean shoreline. A matched set of volcanic peaks, the pitons, are the spectacular centerpiece of this beautiful island. Lush forests at the base of the mountains, which are part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site, give way to miniaturized elfin woodlands at higher elevations. Here, look for fairy-sized hummingbirds, delicate ferns, and trails shrouded in mist. In light of this latest accolade, we asked visitors to the island's shores to share their opinion about the island's appeal.
This is my first time to St. Lucia, and it's so mountainous. I'm from Florida, and we're very flat, but it's beautiful, but I can't imagine walking up those hills. It's really beautiful. The water's nice and clear. We went on the beach. I like it. Definitely be back.
I really liked the island and everything. It was really pretty, especially because we came with like a big boat, so we could see like all the big, like, how do you say it? How do you say it? Mountains, exactly. Like over there, and also like the center is really pretty because it's really colorful. There's a lot of people and everything going on in there. Market's super pretty as well. You can find everything. So.
For me, St. Lucia is very beautiful because the sea is very clear, very beautiful. The people are very nice, so I like the place.
Just here for like 1 hour, so we have not been visiting the island since a long time. But as what we saw of this island is really beautiful, meaning like the view from the land to the sea is, I think, the most beautiful that we've saw this morning. And yes, nice colors. This market really nice too, and the smelling of the spices.
All are in agreement that St. Lucia has a captivating beauty, beckoning strangers to visit. CNN Travel urged visitors to hike to the summit of Gros Piton or enjoy a drink at Sugar Beach. However, merely walking the streets of Castries City still renders positive feedback from visitors. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you, Solange. Residents of Timon and Plateau who have been long suffering when it comes to road conditions are in for some relief. The Member of Parliament for Babono, Ezekiel Joseph, has promised that very soon rehabilitation works will get underway on the Timon Road.
I think it's appropriate now for me to express, as parliamentary representative, my appreciation for the patience that the people from the Timon has exhibited as it pertains to the commencement of the road, improvement to the roads. I can see it has been a very uphill battle trying to get the resources to undertake the work, and I'm sure based on dialogue that I've had with them over the recent months, that they understood the challenges that we were going through. Now I know that the work has been officially assigned to a contractor. Based on discussions I've had with the contractor, the approach that he has informed me that he wants to engage in the rehabilitation of the work is one I accept, as far as involving the locals in the construction activities. I'm hoping that at least the weather will so permit so that the road can be completed in a timely basis, and I'm looking forward to our continued collaboration as it pertains to that community.
The MP also hosted a community meeting with residents of Plateau explaining the process to get the road fixed. He assures that an extensive road rehabilitation program will be rolled out soon.
I can say here today that we are well on our way based on the project that have been implemented by the ministry to look at a number of routes in Babono, and I really want to ask the residents of Babono to be a little patient with us as it pertains to improvement in the roads. So we have started with Timon. Savannah Ho, I know, is also a serious concern, and Savannah Ho, we will see what we can do as soon as possible to improve the situation. So generally, we shall see the commencement of work being undertaken in the community of Babono as it pertains to improving all the major roads in the Babono community under the program, under the road rehabilitation program that government has been implementing. So I want to ask the people of Babono to be patient, and we shall continue to do what we can to improve the situation.
Meanwhile, the MP is looking to complete what he called a long-standing project, which is the Timon Court. He says surfacing has been done and soon fencing of the court will be undertaken. An accompanying community hall is also planned for the Timon community. A tour to the National Diagnostic Facility reconfirmed an ongoing partnership between the agriculture leaders and the European Union in modernizing the sector to help meet the demands of St. Lucia's growing agricultural economy. The site visit formed part of a tour of facilities funded in part by the European Union. Amanda Faye Clark tells us more.
EU Director General of Development Cooperation in Brussels, Mr. Stefano Manservisi, in applauding the achievements realized in agriculture development over the years, says the EU remains committed to this region, which serves as a strategic linkage to solid value.
Today, in reality, through our projects, we aim at supporting the capacity, the analysis, the research, to address all what are the new barriers to trade and to the improvement of the quality. Today, international trade and agriculture production at large are very much based on quality, and therefore I think that the role of this center is crucial in order to make accessible a service to everybody, and in particular to the new entrepreneur in agriculture. I mean, young people, youth, which is attracted by this sector.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Barrymore Felicia, says, with the commissioning of the National Diagnostic Facility later this year, the ministry will make good on its promise to constituents of the agri-food sector to put in place infrastructure and the necessary technology locally to address the myriad of concerns and interests in the food production cycle.
Overarching framework, what we want to achieve as a Department of Agriculture, we want to ensure that our borders are safe. We want to ensure that agriculture, there's sustainability in agriculture, in production, in yields. So we are looking to this facility to be a premier facility, a facility that will leverage St. Lucia and put St. Lucia on the map as it relates to sanitary and phytosanitary certification, pest and disease management, especially surveillance, prevention, detection, and helping us help our farmers, our fishers, our livestock folks build confidence in the system.
The agriculture industry has benefited greatly from EU support over the years. One notable intervention was the Banana Accompanying Measures Project, also called the BAM Project, which sought to streamline diversification efforts within the sector. From the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Amanda.
Prime Minister Alan Shasney has indicated that before operations commence fully at the Owen King EU Hospital, a number of internal and external issues must be addressed. The Prime Minister said these issues include air conditioning and electrical system failures, as well as the difficulty of transitioning from the heavily patronized Victoria Hospital to the new facility.
The assumption was that the initial estimate to operate this place was going to be about $70 million. The Ministry of Health has now downgraded that number. I leave that to be. I mean, I'm hoping that that's the case. But a critical assumption in all of this was that we would shut down Victoria. Because Victoria, so you know, cost $35 million, right? So the full amount of the Victoria allocation was supposed to now come over to assist in this operation. That cannot happen.
The Prime Minister says the most concerning issue in the healthcare system is public access to facilities.
Certainly the biggest problem that we have in this country is the access to healthcare by people. That's my biggest concern. So even if I was to have this hospital operational, and I was to have St. Jude's operational, and I have the most beautiful polyclinics, if in fact something doesn't fundamentally change to allow people to access that, we've not achieved anything. You know, I'm sorry, the Europeans will be happy because the hospital is operational, but myself as a prime minister, and I think the rest of us as citizens, would not be satisfied. And that's really what keeps me up at night the most.
He assures that he will continue to take the advice of technical staff very seriously as the project progresses. Shirley Bissett is a retired teacher and knows all too well the challenge that exists for many parents to afford adequate school supplies for their children. Being aware of the need, she and her family pooled their resources so they could lend a helping hand to families and schools. On Friday, the 20th of September at about 3:30 p.m. at the Dennery Mothers Preschool, Shirley Bissett presented a number of school bags to schools on island. These school bags were donated by her sister, Cynthia Bissett Sampson, and her daughter, Rihanna Sampson, who reside in Brooklyn, New York. Representatives from the Dennery Primary School, the Grand Riviere Secondary School, and the Baptist Church in Babono received the bags on behalf of students, while some parents were on hand to receive the donations.
On behalf of the Grand Riviere Secondary School and Mr. Jerija, who's the principal, I would like to thank you so much for putting this package together for us. We know that in these harsh economic times that parents, they are sometimes it's a burden for them to get the necessities for the school children, for their children. And sometimes just a little help goes a long way for them. So I'm sure the bags and the stationery that is included there will go a long way for these parents and in these students in attaining their education so they can become functional citizens.
Bissett hopes to make the donation an annual fixture. She says she's happy that even after retirement as an educator, she can still play a part in ensuring that the educational needs of children are met. St. Lucia Sol, a provider of energy solutions in St. Lucia, confirms that the Sol Grosley service station, one of the service stations in the Sol network, is in the process of transitioning to new management under a new retailer. To facilitate this transition, the site at Grosley is temporarily closed. Sol has apologized to its loyal customers of this service station for any inconvenience which the closure has caused and assures its customers that it is working to reopen the site as soon as possible. Sol has expressed gratitude to the station's former retailer and its team for its contribution to the operations of the company. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Tennyson Glasgow is up next with all the sporting action.